An incident occurred today at Global Scholars Hall.
And a new interim athletic director for WSU coming up.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Hello, I'm Josie Goodrich.
And I'm Maggie Tullison. Welcome to Murrow News 8. This morning, right before noon, to the WSU Pullman campus, the police responded to a threat at Global Scholars Hall. An individual was taken into custody, and there is no longer a threat. We have our reporter Madeline Mullins at the scene now. Madeline, is there anything you can tell us?
Thank you, guys. We do have an update from WSU Police. They say that around 11:30 this morning, officers responded to a report of a man with a knife on the 4th floor of Global Scholars Resident Hall. That man has been identified as John Bazan. They say shortly after officers responded, the officer did fire his gun. They say that John Bazan was not hit. They are looking into why the officer fired his gun, and he has been put on administrative leave. One of our reporters was here at the scene when this was all happening, and she says that she saw a body being carried out on a stretcher. We do not know who that person is. What we do know is that John Bazan has been taken into custody and then transported to Pullman Regional Hospital to be evaluated. Residents of the 4th floor say that they are not able to get on there right now and have heard that it should be a few more hours until the investigation is over and that floor is clear. We did reach out to WSU Police to see if they have any updates, and they did not get back to us. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Madeline. Last night around 5:45, Pullman police officers responded to a welfare check on a Pullman woman who had sustained serious injuries as the result of an assault. Despite life-saving measures taken by the Pullman Fire Department, the woman passed away. A few hours later, around 9 p.m., 36-year-old Pullman resident Jacob E. Spray was arrested for second-degree murder of his wife, where he is now booked into the Whitman County Jail. More information will be released as the investigation continues.
26-year-old Tristan Rees died Monday evening after rolling his car multiple times outside of Pullman. Whitman County Sheriff's Office believes that Rees was not wearing his seatbelt and was pronounced dead at the scene. A motorcyclist got away from police officers early Saturday morning. At about 3 a.m., an officer tried to pull over the rider on Stadium Way for speeding and running stop signs. WSU police spotted the rider a few minutes later, and still he would pull over. Campus police stopped the chase after the rider went off the road, heading towards the golf course.
WSU President Kirk Schultz announced today that Ann McCoy will now serve as interim athletic director. This after the hiring of Pat Chun as the new athletic director of the University of Washington in a 6-year deal. Chun had been with WSU for 6 years and was the first Asian American athletic director to lead a Power 5 school. Chun was responsible for the hiring of Kyle Smith, Kami Etheridge, and promoting Jake Dickert from assistant coach to head coach. McCoy is WSU's senior deputy director of athletics and senior woman administrator.
Yeah, I get why Pat Shun's leaving. I get why he wanted to leave here because the Pac-12's closing up and all. But I think it's kind of disrespectful that he went straight to UW, the rival school.
I think some of the decisions he's made recently, weren't really the best for the school. And I think leaving right after he made those decisions, is kind of disrespectful and kind of just he didn't really think them through. He just wanted to be done with it, and then going to UW, our rival school, is just kind of a last FU. So yeah.
There is a group associated with anti-abortions located in front of the Compton Union building today. WSU did post to social media saying that the organization is not affiliated with WSU and is using their freedom of speech rights on campus.
A new business is opening up in Pullman today. Find out what coming up next.
Feels like no matter where you look, the state of the world's getting worse. Oceans full of plastic, an endless amount of waste, an impossible task ahead of fixing our beloved planet. But change can't happen if you do nothing. So here's where you should start. Reduce. Why? Because Americans produce more than 200 million tons of waste every year, and you don't want to add to that. Reuse. Why? Because reusing and repurposing cuts back on unnecessary waste, and it gives things a chance at new life. Recycle. Why? Because recycling creates jobs, it helps our community, and it helps our planet. And after doing all this, what will we be left with? We'll be left with a planet that will slowly start to heal. We'll be left with more money in our pockets. We'll be left with more opportunity for work. And most importantly, we're left with hope for the future. So reduce, reuse, recycle.
WSU President Kirk Schultz gave his State of the University address yesterday at the WSU Everett campus. Schultz focused on the infrastructure improvements on campus as well as WSU's commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and access endeavors. He also addressed community concerns, saying that the university administration will be reviewing budget cuts and spending for the coming year.
The 48th Annual Murrow Symposium is happening on April 3rd and 4th. There's going to be multiple speakers. Some of the highlighted speakers are Maria Hinojosa, who is this year's Murrow Lifetime Achievement nominee. Lisa Young and Doug Thielen are the breakfast keynote speakers, and Janie McCauley is the closing note speaker. Registration for the Murrow Symposium is still open.
Northwest Engraving Services had their grand opening today at 3 p.m. This new business is located at the Old Chaparrito Mexican restaurant located next to Pizza Perfection.
Pullman Transit is expanding bus services to the Pullman-Moscow Airport later this spring. The expansion is to go with the opening of the new terminal at the airport. Pullman Transit will also get 3 new 30-foot electric buses with luggage racks to run the new route. It will be a 30 to 45-minute fixed route aligning with flights to and from the airport.
Well, we've had some pretty chilly weather this past few days. Lana, is this weather going to be sticking around?
I am disappointed to say that it is going to stick around for a couple more days. As you can see, the high is 48 today and the low is 36, but that is completely overshadowed by the rain. Tomorrow, it is very similar weather. It's a little bit warmer with a high of 51 and a low of 34, and there is a chance of thunderstorms around 11 a.m. and just before 11 p.m. So watch out for that. Across the state, it is rainy everywhere. It's not just Pullman that got that rain, and over on the west side there are a chance of thunderstorms later today and tonight, so that is where the east side of the state will be getting that from, so you can expect that later. And the middle of the state is quite a bit warmer. They're experiencing 60-degree weather, so I am a little bit jealous of them right now. And for the rest of the week, as you can see, there is thunderstorms like I said tomorrow. Friday we've got rain, and Saturday we've got a chance of rain. However, going to Sunday and Monday, it is going to get a little bit warmer. As you can see, it is 54 with a low of 33, and Monday it'll get to almost 60 degrees. Very exciting, and Tuesday you can't see it, but it is going to be above 60. That's all I've got for you guys today. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Lena. After the break, we will hear from our reporter Gunnar Miller about opening day for baseball.
WSU women's basketball is currently 20-14 overall. This is their second season in a row to hit the 20 wins mark, and only their third time in program history. After Charlize Ledger-Walker's season-ending injury, Eleonora Villa and Tara Wallach have stepped up, averaging 14.6 and 11.4 per games over the 13 since Ledger-Walker's absence. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., the Cougs will defend their home court against the Toledo Rockets. Washington State dropped a 3-2 contest to Portland Tuesday evening. Now they will be headed to Seattle to go head-to-head against the Huskies tomorrow at 7:05 p.m. Our reporter Gunner was there to talk to the Mariners about opening day. Take it away, Gunner.
After a disappointing 2023 season for the Seattle Mariners that had so much expectation, the club looks to bounce back in the 2024 season.
With the upcoming season, many Mariner players have goals for themselves to get ready for the upcoming season.
The Mariners got to work in the offseason as they made free agency signings. One of the signings included Mitch Garver. He hopes to bring a championship-winning mentality to a young team after he won a World Series title in Texas.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame when you get to the playoffs. I want these guys to know that the early games in April and May matter just as much as the games in September. And that's something that championship teams do. They put an emphasis on winning games early in the year and getting off to a good start. Puts you in a position halfway through the year to acquire new talent if you need it.
For current players, last year is in the past, and they have hopes for this season. Starting pitcher Bryce Miller is ready to elevate his game to the next level with a new pitch.
So I kind of started trickling it in this offseason, just throwing a couple each day, playing with different grips, and I ended up with this grip after 2 months of playing around. But it's come a long ways. I really like where it's at. I think it's going to be a big pitch for me.
For the Mariners team as a whole, the goal will be to do something they have not done since 2001.
But for the team, I mean, we have expectations of winning the division. And I think we have the talent to do it. We have the young talent, brought in some veterans, a little bit of playoff experience. So we have a good blend right now. And I think the whole goal is getting off to a good start.
With just as much expectation as last year, the Mariners will look for their first ever World Championship. I'm Gunner Scott Miller reporting from Scottsdale, Arizona.
WSU and the University of Idaho hosted their pro day for both football teams at the indoor Kibbe Dome, located on Idaho's campus. A notable number for one Coug, Jalen Hicks, ran a 4.47 in the 40-yard dash. The pro day is a chance for collegiate athletes to showcase their abilities in front of NFL scouts who are looking for a spot on a roster. According to reports, more than 20 NFL scout teams were in attendance.
And after the break, we will hear about whose birthday we'll be celebrating tomorrow.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Well, it is none other than our beloved Washington State University celebrating its 134th birthday tomorrow. Free cake will be served from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Glen Terrell Mall in front of the Todd Hall steps. Well, I know I'll be getting some cake tomorrow. What about you guys?
I think I will too. I've heard it goes fast, so you got to make sure that you get there
So I'll be
promptly at
running.
11.
I'll be running.
Well, thank you for watching our show today. If you missed any of our previous shows, you can watch them here on our YouTube channel. Have a great night.